So these guys, then he was use the bathroom to go his home. Now he wants to use the bathroom to eat. So they put on you. So we gotta hurry up at the house. Because you know, he's not stupid, he's like small. You know, I don't babysit, I don't, that's why, I don't really see or clean. Just make it outside there. That's not her. Well, for the bathroom, no.
I don't put myself in here.
I don't know, but you don't interfere with anybody else. No. Why did you let him out? No, you don't know that door was calling. So usted le va a estar viendo todo si quiere mirar o qué. My God.
Like, honestly,
He went out already and to get some toilet paper. Why didn't he went to the people?
honestly, like, I don't think we should have to wake them up. If they have court at 8 o'clock,
Yeah.
they won't respond to 11.
Well, that is true.
I mean, that's 24 hours.
You know why? Because they don't take this course seriously. They don't. You know? Because if I was the judge, and they were like going talking and talking, either you interfere with my course, no, it's not going to be over. And that's fine. You want to pee? Guess what? Hold it. You have time to go pee?
Yo te voy a hacer lo que quieres para comer.
Ya. Deja de abrir la puerta. La Vicky. Yeah, I don't care. It's not a baby.
I never do that. I'm like, when the officer in the courtroom said, you should wait.
All right.
Let's take a seat. All right, good morning. I'm Commissioner Paso. This is the 8 a.m. initial appearance calendar for February 25th, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of fingerprints and DNA samples by the Sheriff's Office that were made on the 2 a.m. calendar on the first day of this month will apply to all matters on this calendar as well. All right, when you hear your name, please step up to the podium that's here in the center of the courtroom. At the end of your hearing today, you are going to be receiving paperwork, and that's going to cover everything we go over in here. So that'll include your next court dates as well as all of your release conditions. For those of you who will be out of custody prior to your next court date, I do recommend contacting the court in advance of that date so you can verify your hearing details. You can also check to see if there are other ways of appearing, since some of the courts do still allow for virtual appearances for some hearing types. Please keep in mind you do have the right to remain silent. Everything you say in the courtroom is being recorded, both audio and video, and could be used in a future court proceeding. We're going to start today with Michael Santa Cruz. Sir, do you want to go and step in the courtroom? After that, it's going to be Alexis Harris. All right, sir. Your full name and date of birth?
Michael Santa Cruz, age 2396.
All right, thank you, sir. So you were here for a new case out of the Maricopa County Superior Court. The charges that were submitted here today are 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, that's a class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony. So in this case, a legal advocate has been appointed to represent you. I believe that's who your counsel is in your other case that you have. And your court dates are a status conference March 3rd at 8:30, evidentiary hearing March 4th at 1:30, and a preliminary hearing March 6th at 8:30. Because you're on felony release in the other matter that I just referenced, Arizona law requires that you be held non-bailable here at your initial appearance, so that's required by law. And that is why we set that evidentiary hearing. That's the hearing that's on March 4th. That's the court date I'm required to set pursuant to rule in order to allow the court to review those release conditions. Because if you were to continue to be held without bond at that point, they would have to make some additional legal findings.
Now, because I'm already on bond, does that mean, does that mess up the other bond? They're already on bond?
Talk to your attorney about the other bond that you've already posted in your other matter, okay? So they'll be able to let you know about that, because they might end up wanting to put a placeholder if they keep you in custody on this one.
That's what I'm saying. So will I get the money back, or?
Talk to your attorney, okay? All right, any other questions? All right. All right, sir, if you want to go ahead and step over, you can go ahead and pick up that paperwork over there. All right, so we've got Alexis Harris, and then Justin Tate is going to be after that. All right, your full name and date of birth.
Alexis V. Harris, 04/01/1995.
All right, thank you. So you've got 5 separate cases here today. I'll go ahead and start with a new matter. This is for a new charge that just came in to Superior Court. This is for 1 count of criminal trespass in the 1st degree. That's a Class 6 felony. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have a status conference set March 3rd at 8:30, evidentiary hearing March 4th at 1:30, and preliminary hearing March 6th at 8:30. I show you are also on felony release. That's one of the other cases that we'll address here today, CR 2024-160521. Since you were on felony release in that case at the time this new offense allegedly occurred and probable cause was found here, you are required at this time to be held without bond. So you're not eligible for release on the new case. So that's why we set the evidentiary hearing. That's so the court can review that specific release condition. So your other 4 matters here are your open cases. 1 is the open felony case. The other 3 are your probation matters, all of which are here today for a bench warrant that was issued in each of those cases. So in the open felony case, you have the same court date, status conference March 3rd, preliminary hearing March 6th. In your probation matters, you have a non-witness violation hearing March 4th at 8:30. Okay, so those probation matters will continue to follow your other felony cases. The bonds in each of those warrants has been affirmed. Each of those has a $100 cash-only appearance bond. Do you have any questions regarding any of these cases that I've just gone over here? All right, if you want to go and step over, you can go ahead and pick up that paperwork. You'll get individual paperwork for each matter. All right, so we have Justin Tate and then Joseph Hines will be up after that. Hi, Mr. Tate, if you could state your full name and date of birth.
Justin Robert, date 6/21/91.
All right, thank you. You are here for 2 separate cases today. I'll start with the new matter that just came in. This is going to be for a new case in the Maricopa County Superior Court. The charges submitted are 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. That's a Class 3 felony. 1 count of resisting arrest. That's a Class 6 felony. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have a status conference set March 3rd with the preliminary hearing March 6th, both at 8:30, and those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Based on the nature of the offense, specifically the alleged use of a dangerous instrument during the course of this, as well as your history, which does include you already being on probation for an aggravated assault, you do have a bond. That's a $15,000 secured appearance bond. If you do get released, you're also ordered not to return to the scene of the offense or have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You're still not to possess any weapons while on release, and you do need to contact probation within 72 hours. Your probation case is also on the calendar today. This is going to be your primary hold today. So it's here for a Term 1 violation, and you've got a revocation arraignment hearing March 4 at 8:30, and again, the public defender is appointed, but this one is a non-bailable, okay? So you are not eligible for release in this case pursuant to Rule 7.2 of the Arizona Rules of Criminal Procedure. We're going to be giving you individual paperwork for both of those matters. It's going to have all that information I just went through, but do you have any questions for me at this time?
No.
All right, if you want to go and step over to your left, you can go and pick up that paperwork here shortly and have a seat. All right, so we've got Joseph Hines and then Eddie Arroyo will be up next. All right, Mr. Hines, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Joseph Martin Himes, 12163.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here on a probation violation warrant that was issued. It's for a petition to revoke that was filed here in Maricopa County alleging a violation of terms 0, 1, and 17 of your probation terms. That 0, that's the interstate compact.
Right, okay.
So in this matter, the public defender's been appointed. Revocation arraignment hearing set March 4th at 8:30, and that'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Because it is an interstate compact warrant, you do have to be held without bond at this time. You're not eligible for release, okay? So that's something you can talk to your attorney about going forward, but at least here today, you do have to remain in custody.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about that?
No, that's
All
fine.
right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so I have Eddie Arroyo, and then Matthew Rinaldo will be up next. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Eddie Arroyo, 7/28/1988.
All right, sir, you're here for a bench warrant that was issued. That's for a failure to appear in CR 2023-007-133-002. Your new court date in this matter is now a status conference March 5th at 8:30. That'll take place at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, I do show that you are here today pursuant to a writ of habeas corpus ad prosequendum. So that does mean that basically they're saying we borrowed you from another jurisdiction and we do have to hold you in custody pending this case, at least as long as that other jurisdiction has custody of you as well, okay? So you are not bailable at this time. All right, do you have any questions about that?
No, well, I had already bailed out, but I'll probably just ask my attorney about that.
Yeah, talk to your attorney about it, because right now I did check and that there's nothing that's changed with the writ, which basically says you're still in federal custody, we're just borrowing you.
Yeah.
So if you believe there's been a change in that status, that would change the writ, talk to your attorney.
Okay, yeah, no.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, if you want to go ahead and step over, you can go ahead and pick up that paperwork over there so you can have a seat. All right, so we have Matthew Rinaldo and Stephen Mashinsky will be up next. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Matthew Ronaldo, 11489.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging 2 counts of disorderly conduct. One is a Class 6 felony. The other is a Class 1 misdemeanor. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do have a status conference set March 3rd with that preliminary hearing March 6th, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. You'll get the address for that court in your paperwork. Based on the nature of the offense that you're here for, and specifically I'm referring to the use of a weapon in this case, I did set a bond in your matter. That's a $7,500 secured appearance bond.
Okay.
Because of the nature of your case, I also did if you do post bond and are released, it would be subject to the supervision of pretrial services with electronic monitoring, because at least at this time until further court order, you'd have the order that you're not to return to the scene of the offense or of any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, not to possess any weapons, you're not to possess or consume any alcohol while on release, since this does look like it's substance abuse related. Do you have any questions regarding that?
Yeah, so it was all at my house, so how would that work? If I can't, I can't go home?
Yeah, you'd have to find an alternate residence.
Okay.
If you do need to return, because you have personal items there that do need to be collected, you can do that in person using a civil standby. That's done by contacting local law enforcement and scheduling it through them.
Okay.
Okay? Any other questions about that?
And then that $7,500 bond, what kind of a bond was that you said?
That's a secured appearance bond. So you are able to work with a bail bonding company in order to post that amount. If you have questions about what they would require, contact them. The next room you'll be in will have numbers for different companies on the wall, okay? All right, if you want to go ahead and step over, you can go ahead and pick up that paperwork and have a seat. Thank you, sir. Is that your drink? Is this his Gatorade or is this someone else's? No, no problem. All right, so we have Stephen Mashinsky. After that, Anthony Aguilar. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Stephen Michael Mashinsky, July 17th, 1972.
All right, thank you, sir. So you've got 2 separate court dates here today. So 2 separate court cases here today, I should say. Both of these are here for bench warrants that were issued in these matters. So at this point, you do have a status conference set March 6th at 8:30. That's going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in each of your warrants has been affirmed. Each of these has a $1,500 secured appearance bond. It is a total of $3,000 for both. I did note that your attorney did file a motion to quash, and I'll let you know I otherwise probably would have reviewed this for release with the exception that you provided a false name. You initially tried to run into traffic to evade law enforcement. As a result of that, you do end up having a bond here today. Do you have any questions regarding that?
Yeah, I'm currently mentally disabled, unfortunately.
I did see that you have an SMI designation.
I'm sorry, what was the end of what you were saying? Am I being released or held here?
So you have a bond. You've got two separate bonds. So the bonds and those warrants were affirmed. Each of them has a $1,500 secured appearance bond, so it's $3,000 total, okay? They are secured, so you are able to work with a bail bonding company. So if you want to find out about how that works, you can ask the officers in the back in the next room you go to, or you can contact one of those companies using the numbers they provide there.
Okay.
Okay? Do you have any other questions regarding it?
Is there any way anybody would help me do that?
Help you do what?
Bail bonding?
Contact the bail bonding companies. You
Yeah.
can ask the officers in the back how
Okay.
it works. Yeah. All right. Any other questions about it? Yeah, let them know if you need assistance doing something, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right, so I have Anthony Aguilar and then Michael Campos will be up next. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Anthony Aguilar, 6/13/97.
All right, thank you. So you are here for two separate cases today. The first one is going to be a new case out of Superior Court. It is alleging one count of theft of a means of transportation. That is a Class 3 felony. That has an offense date of yesterday, February 24. The public defender has been appointed to represent you. You do have a status conference set March 3rd with a preliminary hearing March 6th, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Based on a review of your history, as well as the fact you're currently on supervised probation, and you've got multiple failures to appear noted in your notes, you do have a bond in this matter, which is a $2,500 secured appearance bond. If you do post bonds in both of these cases and are released from custody, you're still on supervised probation. You do still need to abide by all terms, including contact and probation, within 72 hours. Your next case is that probation matter. It's here because a Term 1 violation has been issued for you. So it's the new offense. So in that case, a public defender has been appointed as well. Revocation arraignment hearing March 4 at 8:30. In that case, there is a $500 secured appearance bond, so it's $3,000 total for both matters. Do you have any questions regarding either of those two cases?
So what would half of the bond be? If it's $3,000, isn't it?
What would happen if what?
Isn't it, so if the bond is $3,000, what's half of the bond? I don't have to pay the full bond, right?
You have a secured appearance bond, so you are able to work with a bail bonding company in order to post that. As far as what they would require, whether it's 10% with security or another amount, you would have to talk to them.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right. You want to go and step over and go and pick up that paperwork over there? We've got Michael Campos. Lainey Chavez will be up next. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Michael Campos, 10/7/81.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for a bench warrant that was issued. That is for a failure to appear in CR 2025-101-805. In that matter, your new court dates are now a status conference March 3rd with a preliminary hearing March 6th, both at 8:30 at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in your warrant has been affirmed. This is a $1,000 secured appearance bond. Otherwise, the rest of your release conditions do remain the same. Do you have any questions regarding that? All right, sir, if you want to step over, you can go ahead and pick up that paperwork over there. We've got Ms. Chavez and then Vanessa Andrade will be up next. Hi, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Eleni Zoni Chavez, 11/20/2000.
All right, thank you. So you are here for two separate cases today. I'll start with the new matter that just came in. This is going to be for a new case out of Superior Court alleging one count of criminal trespass on the first degree, a Class 6 felony. In your case, the legal defender's office has been appointed. You do have a status conference set March 3rd at 8:30 with the preliminary hearing March 6th at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, because of your history, as well as the fact you're already on probation, you will have a bond. In the first case, though, I just did a placeholder bond. So you have a $50 secured appearance bond on the new charge. You're also going to be ordered not to return to the scene of the offense, not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, witness, or co-defendant. That includes your co-defendant, who has already been seen in this courtroom here during this calendar. So your next case is your probation matter. So this is going to be for a term 1 violation that was submitted for probation. So in that case, a legal defender's been appointed as well. Revocation arraignment hearing March 4 at 8:30. The bond there is a $1,500 secured appearance bond. So it's $1,550 total for both. Do you have any questions about that?
Just the probation one alone was $1,500, right?
That's the $1,500 bond.
Okay.
Yep, the other one was the $50 bond.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right, if you want to step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork over there. You can have a seat. We've got Vanessa Andrade and then Nathan Ross up after that. All right, full name and date of birth.
Vanessa Teresa Maria Andrade, 12/16/1980.
All right, thank you. So you are here for 2 separate cases as well. In your new matter that just came in, this is for a new case out of Superior Court alleging 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, which is a Class 4 felony. So in that case, the public defender has been appointed. You do have a status conference set March 3rd, preliminary hearing March 6th, both at 8:30, and that'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Because you are currently on supervised probation, as well as your failure to appear history, which is pretty significant, you do have a bond in this matter. That's a $500 secured appearance bond. Your probation matter has also been added to the calendar today for a term 1 violation. So it's the new offense. That's what's triggered it. So in that matter, the public defender has been appointed as well. Revocation arraignment hearing set March 4 at 8:30. And in that case, there is a $250 secured appearance bond. So it's $750 total for both matters. If you do postpone and are released from custody, you're still on supervised probation. You do still need to abide by those terms. And that does include contacting probation within 72 hours. Do you have any questions regarding either case I just went through? All right, if you want to step over, go and pick up that paperwork and have a seat. Thank you, ma'am. All right, Nathan Ross and then David Stelter will be up next. All right, so your full name and date of birth.
Nathan Ross, 6/12/2000.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here, looks like for a probation violation warrant that was issued. So in this matter, you have a petition to revoke that was filed. It alleges a violation of terms 3 and 5 of your probation term. So the public defender has been appointed. You have a revocation arraignment hearing March 4 at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. And the bond in that warrant's been affirmed. That's a $500 secured appearance bond. If you do postpone and are released from custody, you're still on supervised probation, so you do still have to abide by those terms, including contacting probation within 72 hours. Do you have any questions for me at this time?
No.
All right, if you want to go ahead and step over, you can go ahead and pick up that paperwork over there. We have David Stelter and then Rogelio Ortega will be up after that. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
David Richard Stelter, May 3rd, 1991.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for a bench warrant that was issued for failure to appear in CR 2024-123612. In that matter, you now have a status conference set March 4 at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in your warrant's been affirmed. This is a $500 secured appearance bond. Do you have any questions regarding anything I just went through there?
Yes, ma'am. Is there any way I'd possibly be able to get released to pretrial services or something? I got robbed. I didn't have my paperwork. I was actually at court that day, but
This is now the 3rd bench warrant issued in this matter, so at this point you are going to have a bond. I thought it was actually a pretty low bond under your circumstances.
it's like I don't have a job. I keep trying to get to court. This was reissued after 2 years, and I was actually at the courthouse, and I couldn't see the judge or anything because I was 45 minutes late.
Then you certainly should have contacted your attorney
I
so
did.
they could address it with the court, because nothing's been filed.
I did contact my attorney. She wasn't available. I left a message with her, the lady that works at the desk, and she emailed. I haven't heard anything back.
I have not seen anything filed for you. There is no request to quash this motion. This is now your 3rd bench warrant issued in this matter. I'm not telling you what you're telling me is true or false. I don't know. I have no way of verifying it. You're now on your 3rd bench warrant for this case, so you are going to have a bond. All right. Do you have any other questions regarding this?
would it be possible to get it lowered?
It is not. Like I said, I found it actually to be pretty low, okay? All right, any other questions?
No.
All right, if you want to go ahead and step over, you go and pick up that paperwork over there. All right, so we've got Rogelio, Ortega, and then Simeon Barber will be up next. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Rogelio Ortega, January 27, 1968.
All right, sir, you are here for a warrant that was issued out of the Goodyear Municipal Court. You currently have an arraignment hearing set there on March 12th at 1 p.m. That's going to take place at the Goodyear Municipal Court. It's the same address you were given last time you came through here on this. In this matter, I am going to be affirming the bond and the warrant, but I did make this an unsecured appearance bond. So you have a $900 unsecured appearance bond. Since it is unsecured, that means you do not have to post it prior to being released here today. So you are going to be released in this matter at least. I don't know if you have any other cases you need to address. I'm just going to warn you, if you fail to appear again in this case, that amount still could be subject to forfeiture. So it could be added to any other fines or anything else you already have going on in that court. And I very much doubt you'll get another chance to be released in this matter without posting something. All right, do you have any questions about that?
No.
All right.
So I'm going to be released?
You are being released, assuming you have no other holds, okay? So that's just, you are being released in this matter.
Okay.
Okay? All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, so Mr. Barber, Sunshine Martin will be up next. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Simeon Barber, 10/15/1988.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging 1 count of aggravated domestic violence. That's a Class 5 felony. 1 count of disobeying a court order, specifically the order of protection. That's a Class 1 misdemeanor. In this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have a status conference set March 12th with a preliminary hearing March 14th, both at 8:30, and that's at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, I am going to be releasing you today, but it is going to be subject to the supervision of pretrial services. You are going to have electronic monitoring added at this time. That is because I do have here that you're not to return to the scene of the offense. You're not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness in this matter, which does mean if you were previously residing at that location, you would need to find an alternate residence and provide proof of that, at least until further court order.
Okay.
Do you have any questions regarding anything I went through?
Just to verify, the address is the Jackson address?
It'll be on your paperwork. It's actually Madison. That's the address, yeah. But it'll be on your paperwork. You'll be able to see it. They're connected. The Jackson courthouse and the Madison courthouse are connected. So I do just need to warn you that a violation of this no victim contact order could constitute aggravated harassment because you're already at the aggravated domestic violence level. You could still get that same charge. And I just want to let you know, if you come in on a new felony offense while being on felony release, you would be non-bailable.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right, if you want to go and step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork over there. Thank you, sir. All right, so it's Sunshine Martin and then Lucy Rivas will be up next. Hi, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
And Sunshine Marie Martin, 6876.
All right, ma'am, you are here for a probation violation warrant that was issued. This is for a petition to revoke filed alleging a violation of terms 1, 3, 5, and 15 of your probation term. So the public defender has been appointed. You have a revocation arraignment hearing March 4 at 8:30, and it'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. So in this matter, because they just put a nominal bond on your warrant, I am going to be releasing you here today. You are being released, but it is still subject to the supervision of your probation officer. You do still need to comply with all terms of probation, which does include contacting probation within 72 hours. A failure to do that could result in a supplemental petition to revoke, so you'd be brought in again on a new warrant, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions about that?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to go ahead and step over, you can go ahead and pick up that paperwork over there. We've got Lucy Rivas, and then Leroy Rogers will be up next. All right, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Lucy and Lydia Rivas, 4/30/1981.
All right, if you are here, ma'am, for a new case out of the Kyrian Justice Court, this is for one count of criminal trespass in the second degree, which is a Class 2 misdemeanor. You are not entitled to court-appointed counsel based on the nature of the charge, since it's a misdemeanor offense that does not otherwise qualify, but you do have the right to retain an attorney to represent you in this matter. An arraignment hearing is set on March 17 at 9:30 a.m., and that'll be at the Kyrian Justice Court. You'll get the address for that court provided in your paperwork. In this matter, you are being released on your own recognizance. It is your promise to appear with the additional orders that you are not to return to the scene of the offense or have any contact with any complainant or witness in this matter. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No.
All right. You want to go and step over? You want to pick up that paperwork that's just over there? You can have a seat at this time.
Okay.
All right, so we have Mr. Rogers, Frank, Leoni will be up next. All right, so your full name and date of birth?
January 1970.
All right, your full name?
Leroy Rogers.
Sir, you were here for two separate cases today. The first one's a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging one count of possession of drug paraphernalia. That's a Class 6 felony. There is a separate count that was submitted. It's the count that I didn't find probable cause on. That's possession of dangerous drugs. That doesn't necessarily mean that's going away, but they didn't provide me with enough information here today. So the public defender has been appointed to represent you. You do have a status conference set March 12th. With a preliminary hearing, March 14, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. I did take a look at your probation notes. I do recognize that you have at least been checking in with probation. You haven't been perfect on there, but at least you have been staying in contact. And it's for that reason I'm going to release you today rather than hold you on either one of these. You are being released, but it is still subject to the supervision of your probation officer. Within 72 hours of your release here, you do need to contact probation.
I will.
They do know you've been taken into custody because they've issued the second matter. So this is your probation case, which is now here for a term 1. So it's a new case, okay?
Okay.
So in that matter, the public defender has been appointed as well. Revocation arraignment hearing March 4 at 8:30. So just keep in mind, I gave you 2 sets of court dates, okay?
Okay.
All right, and same release conditions. You are being released subject to the supervision of probation. All right, do you have any questions regarding either matter?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to go ahead and step over, you'll get paperwork on each case over there. Thank you, sir. All right, so we have Frank, Leoni, and then George Riley up next.
Good morning.
All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Frank Fliani, 4267.
All right, thank you. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. The charges are one count of possession of narcotic drugs, which is a Class 4 felony, one count of possession of drug paraphernalia. That's a Class 6 felony. The public defender's office has been appointed here to represent you. You do currently have a status conference set March 12th, preliminary hearing March 14th, both at 8:30. That's at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. I am going to be following the PSA recommendation based on the nature of your offense. You are being released on your own recognizance. That is going to be your promise to appear. Do you have any questions for me at this time?
So I'm going home.
You are being released in this matter. I don't know if you have any other holds from another court, but at least in this case, you are being released.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. We have George Riley. After that, it's going to be Connor Hurley. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
George Ricky Roddy, 12/30/1970.
All right, thank you, sir. So you've got 2 separate matters here today. The first one is an arrest warrant that was issued for a direct complaint that has been filed. So in that direct complaint, it alleges one count of possession of dangerous drugs, which is a Class 4 felony. The offense date is August 18 of 2023. The public defender's office has been appointed to represent you. You have a status conference set March 12th, preliminary hearing March 14, both at 8:30.
Okay.
I do recognize that you do have a long history, but I did see that you've also been in compliance with probation. Are you still residing at the sober living facility?
Yes, ma'am. Can I say something too also? I'm also a graduate of that program. I'm still in the program, and now I work at Scottsdale Recovery. I'm an employee at Scottsdale Recovery, and I've been doing great for this whole past year. And and I just want to put this all behind me and get it taken care of. And I promise that I will comply with everything. And I just want to get this all taken care of, man.
All right.
I'm
and I congratulate you on your success, and I hope you continue down that path. And it is because of the probation notes that I read that indicated, quite a bit of compliance and the fact that you did go through some programs there that I am going to be releasing you today. So you are being released, but it is still subject to the supervision of your probation officer.
Thank you.
Within 72 hours of your release, you do still need to contact probation since you've now had the law enforcement contact, okay?
Okay.
So you do have your probation case here too. So what's happened there is they've done a term 1 violation for that offense, for the 2023 offense, since you were on probation at that time.
Okay.
So your case there has a revocation arraignment hearing March 4 at 8:30, and the public defender's appointed there. Same release conditions. You are being released subject to the supervision of probation.
All right.
Just keep in mind I gave you 2 separate court dates, okay?
Okay.
That March 4th probation date is the one coming up first.
Okay, so it's all going to be on the paper?
It'll all be in your paperwork. You'll receive individual paperwork for both matters.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, I do wish you luck. All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, so we have Connor Perlin, and then Daniel Suazo will be up next. All right, so your full name and date of birth?
Connor Perley, August 2nd, 2003.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, which is a Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, 1 count of reckless driving, that is a Class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of criminal speed, which is a Class 3 misdemeanor. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You have a status conference set March 12th, preliminary hearing March 14th, both at 8:30. Those are at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Based on your otherwise limited criminal history that's here, I am going to be following the PSA recommendation. You are being released on your own recognizance. It is going to be your promise to appear. Do you have any questions regarding that?
What was the second? You said there was 2 meetings?
You have a status conference March 12th and a preliminary hearing March 14th. Okay? You can talk to your attorney about the difference between the 2 when you meet with them. You might not meet with them until your status conference.
Will I get all that in a
It's going to be in your paperwork, yeah.
Like the attorney information too?
So you'll get, I believe, do we still give them the sheet that just has, So there'll be a sheet among your paperwork that's for the Public Defender's Office.
Okay.
I don't know if you'll have one assigned prior to that status conference that you have set. Often you don't, but you can call the office. It does provide their phone number to see if you do.
So I probably won't have one for the status conference.
You will have one at the status conference, but often they're not assigned until right before then, and then you have one there. Okay?
How do I find out about my vehicle stuff, like where my bike went?
You would have to contact the arresting law enforcement agency, and they'll be able to let you know. I'm assuming they've had it towed somewhere, but they can give you the information as to what yard that you would need to contact, and usually you have to go
told me I was going to be given a piece of paper here if I was released, so I wasn't sure.
And that I don't know. Okay, yeah, he's saying yes. Okay, yeah.
Okay. So I'm being released today then?
You are being released in this matter here today, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Do you want to go and step over? You want to pick up that paperwork there? All right, looks like we are to our last matter here. Daniel Suazo. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Daniel Suazo, 11275.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here for a new case out of the Peoria Municipal Court. The charges are 1 count of failing to obey a police officer, Class 1 misdemeanor, 1 count of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, that's a Class 3 misdemeanor. So in this matter, you are not entitled to court-appointed counsel based on the nature of the charge here, but you do have the right to retain an attorney to represent you in this matter. You are being released today on your own recognizance. That is going to be your promise to appear, and that's going to be at your arraignment hearing, March 13 at 9 a.m. at the Peoria Municipal Court. The address for the court will be included in your paperwork. Your release conditions do include the terms that you are not to return to the scene of the offense. You are not to have contact with any alleged complainant or witness in this matter. I did specifically put in here that you are not permitted to enter any Ross location in Maricopa County, at least until further court order. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No, but I'd like to ask that the court dismiss this matter. I was falsely accused.
All right, that is not going to happen today.
Okay.
If you want to go ahead and step over, you can go and pick up your paperwork.
Okay.
All right, I show that is everybody. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recorder. We'll be